Improper running and cutting technique are a big problem with the athletes who get injured during their sport. So, running, number one, if you're always running on your heels, you're just going to have increased stress on your shins, on your knees over time. Now, the other part of it is when you're cutting. So, if you're reaching too far forwards to make a juke, if you're landing on your heels and putting too much pressure, it's another factor. If you are letting your knees cave in, then you are putting your leg in a disharmonized position. It's not supposed to move this way, and you can't absorb lots of force without getting hurt. There are principles that talk about this, such as GOATA, which is GOATA, greatest of all-time athletes. Studies have been done to see how greatest athletes move, and you can research this to learn more. But the overarching theme is that you want to keep your inside, this is my foot, my inside ankle bone high on the balls of my feet, and not let your knees cave in, but they have a slight bow out. You're able to squat down, you're able to run, you're able to absorb lots of force in this position, compared to if you have your inside ankle bone low, then your ankles are caving in. If you let your knees cave in, it's another one. There's just different types of movements. If you have improper form on running, on cutting, then you can put yourself in a really bad position and you will increase your likeliness of getting hurt. Now, another side of this is in sprint technique. And some guys sprint with poor technique, makes them a bit slower, but it doesn't matter so much on the health. One of the things you could look out for in sprinting is if you have anterior pelvis tilt, so you lean a bit too much forwards, which means you're kind of sticking your butt out. This will make it so you have less knee drive. Your legs on the back of the stride are going, they're cycling a bit longer than they should. You're just putting excess stress on your hamstrings. And there are different kind of ways to fix this, to get stronger, just run with better form, improve your knee drive, stand with better posture. But it's important to break down your technique when you run, film it, when you cut, to make sure you're getting into positions that your body can sustain and that you're training in ways that remove the chances of these to happen. So you're getting under control. If you're doing a juke iso hold, if you're doing something like a weighted snap down, so you're teaching your ankles, your knees to absorb force in a healthy way. If you're doing the heel elevated, internal resistance, quarter, pistol squat, just to teach your knees not to cave in. There's lots of different things in this program that will teach you not to get hurt through improper running and cutting technique. Another example would be when you land, you don't want to just have your legs completely straight and locked out, or you may get hurt. You can hyperextend your leg. You want to stay bent, ready to absorb force and explode. So there's lots of different parts that go into it, and the videos of exercises will break it down. So if it's an exercise where we're doing single leg hurdle jumps, I'll say make sure that you don't let your knees cave in. We want to stay in a good position where we could sink low, stay healthy, stay absorb the force. Just overall summary is that there's different things you need to do when you're running, you're cutting. Don't reach your heel too much forwards. Don't let your knees cave in. Keep the inside ankle bone high to follow the GOATA principles. Otherwise, your ankles, your knees can collapse. And these are just different things you can do when you're running, when you're cutting, making jukes. Work on the technique when you play. Work on it in the weight room. Then you could go out there and play fear-free of getting into these positions that can hurt you.